out. It's a big difference.
The striker returned to Celtic Park, where Martin O'Neill had assumed the manager's position, the club's fourth appointment in 3 years.
I will do everything I possibly can to bring some success here to the football.
With the famous dreadlocks now confined to a barber's bin in the city, Larsson smashed Charlie Nicholas's post-war record of 48 goals in a season. Celtic were unstoppable, winning the CIS Cup, reclaiming the SPL title and the Scottish Cup to complete the treble for the first time in 32 years.
Bounced back as if he'd never been injured, and came back strong, and he was fantastic. He's a mentally strong character. In everything he does, he's got a will to win. It doesn't matter if he's playing football or golf or pool or anything. He's determined, and he was determined to come back strong, and he did.
It's Henrik Larsson.
With 53 goals to his name that season, Larsson collected the coveted European Golden Shoe Award.
Can you believe you did that?
No, not really. We need a little bit of luck as well, and good teammates as well, so I'm pleased with that.
Even when he got the Golden Shoe for being the best scorer in Europe, people wonder who is Henrik Larsson. But you can go today, you can go around in Europe, and they know. He has told them who he is.
Henrik Larsson, Lennart Johansson, thank you very much indeed.
Absolutely fantastic achievement, which great credit to himself as well. And but I'm sure he looks probably back and that winning that thing has been a great thing in his career.
I think he was the most wanted player in Europe at a certain time. For me, it was still strange that he always stayed at Celtic. I was always hoping that a big club in Europe would buy him, but it never happened. That says enough about the player who really liked to play for Celtic.
He became the highest paid player in Scotland when Martin O'Neill rewarded him with a 1-year extension to his contract on a reputed £38,000 a week.
And into this camera, please, guys. This one here, straight ahead. Thank you.
Having made his mark domestically, O'Neill was determined to put the club back on the European map. Baldy, Hartson, Guppy and Silla were recruited in the close season. But it was Larsson who continued to grab the headlines following victories over Ajax, Porto, Rosenborg and Juventus in O'Neill's first Champions League campaign.
He's always done it in big games, and I think that's the beauty when you're sitting in the dressing room and looking around at the other players. Is a player who you'd like to have in there, and if he's on top of his game, we've got a great chance of getting a result.
He's done it again. All of Scottish football used to be kind of down the wing to the touchline, whack it over and nut it in, or cause a bit of a scramble in the goalmouth and get it in there. Whereas he brought this kind of balletic, dancey, little wee tiny touches. And then woof, it was a beautiful thing to watch. And I didn't like it at first. I was a great fan of the bluter,
With Larsson's reputation enhancing rapidly, Sir Alex Ferguson tried to tempt him to Old Trafford.
Yeah, it was teams who were interested in me, yes. But I just settled in here and I had a little rough time in Holland, and I thought that it's better to stay here with you and your family or settle in and just get on with it. And I know it hasn't been the wrong decision.
The big clubs are even finding it difficult to keep their quality players from something like supposedly an even bigger club again coming in. But I think that there was a rapport with the fans, and I think that helped immensely. And it was a matter of trying to pay him a fair day's pay for a fair day's work.
He's idolised, really. I don't know if I can count in one hand how many players have got that at certain clubs, but he's definitely got that here.
He stayed in Celtic because he liked to play for the club. He is a Celtic man. We say that money talks louder than anything else, not always. I've got the impression that he loves to play in Celtic. He loves to live in Scotland.
After scoring 29 league goals that season, Larsson was now expected to deliver for Sweden on the world stage.
He's found Larsson. Henrik Larsson for Sweden! Henrik Larsson doing what he does best.
I think he's ranked today together with the players, the best players ever in Sweden. I wouldn't say he's the best, but he's one of them. Because Sweden had many years ago Nils Lidholm, Gunnar Nordahl, Ralf Edström, Torbjörn Nilsson, Thomas Brolin. Henrik Larsson is one of them. So he's ranked absolutely in the top.
Once again, Champions League football was the promised land for Celtic. But an unexpected defeat to Basel appeared to have ended their European aspirations. Just as one European campaign died, another was born. Injury denied Larsson the chance to leave his mark on Stuttgart, but Blackburn, Celta Vigo and Liverpool all succumbed to the Celtic goalmaster. Then
there was maybe about 10 minutes left in the game.
We weren't playing that well particularly.
Suddenly a little situation developed.
When you hit the ball, you try to hit it as clean as you can.
It looked first of all as if the chance had disappeared.
The way it came off his boots, the spin seemed to take it away from the goalkeeper.
And then suddenly Henrik puts it in.
Fantastic feeling. That goal went in. That was a massive goal for the club.
I'll tell you what, it was an important one.
It's fate that really, isn't it? Henrik scoring to get into the final.
Who else would score the solitary goal which propelled Celtic into their first European final in 33 years?
Is that the most important goal of your career to date, do you think?
Yeah, to date, yeah, I think so, without a doubt.
His ability to create something out of nothing, and the ability to score a goal, and when you think something's on, he'll do something different which takes people by surprise. You know, his element of surprise is fantastic.
An estimated 80,000 foot soldiers marched into Seville.
We don't have anything to prove to anybody.
Despite the heroic efforts of Larsson, his 2 goals, which put him over the 200 mark, simply weren't enough. Celtic's dreams were shattered by a Porto extra time winner.
It's not going to be very good memories now. You come this far, you only got this here in the pocket. And that's not what I came here for tonight.
Henrik took it badly. I mean, you know, looking at it, he was fantastic in the final. You know, he scored 2 fantastic goals, and yeah, that might have made it harder for him to take the most. But you know, everybody took that badly.
I thought his performance in the UEFA Cup final was absolutely outstanding. It's a shame, it's a pity that it didn't end up with victory, and I think that would be something that everyone would have cherished for a long time. I'm quite sure when he's old and grey, to maybe have a look at that and realise that was an absolutely splendid personal performance.
It would have been such a tragedy to go to Seville and not get a chance to celebrate a goal, and he gave us 2 occasions, and for me personally, it gave me a great excuse to hug my dad. Being a West of Scotland male since I was about 4 years old, you know, you don't get a lot of chances to.
Then 4 days later, arch-rivals Rangers pipped Celtic to the championship crown on goal difference. So despite one of their finest seasons in decades, the club finished with nothing.
We gave it one hell of a run, to be fair. We had games, tough European matches away, and we had to come back and play domestic with tough games as well. We had to go again, and okay, the players, they kept on turning it on, producing it. And to lose the league by 1 goal was sore.
In pre-season, Larsson returned to his roots.
Henrik!
And he didn't disappoint. Nor did he against MTK Hungaria in a Champions League qualifier, in which he broke the record held by Peter Lorimer and Ian Rush for the most European goals scored by a single player for a British club.
They have just got that little extra second of confidence, if there's such a thing as putting confidence into seconds. Jimmy Greaves had it in abundance, a great player, Jimmy Greaves. Dennis Law had it in abundance. Ian Rush was a fantastic goal scorer. He just absolutely terrific. Gary Lineker scored a lot of goals, and Henrik's up there. He's up there with those players.
And Larsson reached other milestones. As Celtic progressed to the quarter-finals of the UEFA Cup, the Swede overtook Stevie Chalmers as the third highest scorer in the club's history and leaped past Bobby Lennox's post-war record of 167 league goals.
If you've been a really great player in that era, in the era that you've played in, there's a fair chance that you'll be a great player in the years that have gone before or the years that will happen afterwards. And Henrik has been a great player in this era.
No, he's a tremendous player. He's a nice guy as well, and he's been a great success. He's been a tremendous favourite in there, because I think that the fans aren't daft.